Hey, everybody, welcome to Review with Me, your review guide of shows, movies, and everything in between. Be sure to click the like button, hit that notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get on with this review. Hello, welcome back. We are here to review yet again King's Court Season 1, Episode 7 and 8. We're doing it both together. This is my thumbnail. I decided to just post this as the main picture during this review because I want to emphasize so much so that Thaddeus is sassy. I should call him Thaddy Sassy. Thaddy Sassy. That's his name because the shit he pulled in episode 8, and then come to think about it, consistently throughout this season, I've noticed a behavioral pattern from him that is pretty toxic. And I was talking to my friend, shout out to Brittany, about this show because we watch it too. We watch it together and we talk about it here and there. She thinks he may low key be down low. Yeah. Yeah. And she raises some good points. And look, this is all speculation. These are my thoughts, my opinions. I don't know this man. I never seen this man a day in my life. I'm sorry to this man. Shout out to Keke Palmer. But the point that she raised, which I definitely was like, good catch, good catch. Oftentimes when men who will purposely find something wrong with women time and time again, who would just kind of tear a woman apart or try to break her down to see their authentic selves, and I want to know who you are beyond the cover, right? They just find every excuse to make a woman have to work for them, work for their love, earn their love. It shows more of the man wanting the woman to be whatever like fictional character he has in his head. Basically, like, you're trying to make this woman live up to standards that aren't real, that aren't realistic, and it shows that maybe he's not really that into women. Right? Like, maybe you're just not that into women, and that is why you make your women jump through herds and obstacle courses and just go through the damn Olympics to be with you. He's talking about, I think it was in episode 6, saying, shit, if you're not in love with me in 48 hours, then it ain't gonna work. So what does that tell me about his mental capacity? Something's a little off. Maybe it's his his eyes, one's looking over here, one's, y'all notice that? I didn't notice it until like episodes later. Maybe episode 6. I started noticing, oh, he's cockeyed. You know what they say about cockeyed people? What do they say? You know what they say. It's like, I don't know what they say. But I mean, the point is you can't really trust them. That's what they say. That's what they say. You can't really trust a cockeyed person. You mean to tell me you are almost 50 years old? Isn't he already 50? And you still haven't gotten your cockeyed in order? Your eyes still kind of looking over here? Your glaucoma hasn't kicked in yet? Come on. Come on. But let's get into it. So again, we are reviewing both episodes. Let's start off with episode 7. It's titled R, just a letter, U, and not even just a letter. It said R and then period. Are you, just a letter U, kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now, did y'all notice as well that they did not say R. Kelly's name throughout this episode? We know it's R. Kelly, but I mean, I know it's R. Kelly because I know Sarah from a previous Bravo show that's no longer on the air. She was on this show called Shaws of Sunset, and she said his name out loud. She said his name outright. and I'm trying to remember, did I forget? But like, I don't think they ever said his name in a previous episode of King's Court. I don't think they said his name. I think we just kind of knew and figured it out. But anyway, it's been revealed finally that Sarah did in fact date R. Kelly, just like I suspected, just like I knew, but I needed that clarification or confirmation nonetheless. But it's revealed in this episode. And I'm gonna jump around. I have my notes. I'm gonna jump around to points that I feel like need to be jumped around for. So when it was revealed, Tyson, being the man child that he is, as handsome as he is, and as fun and down to earth as he is, because I just learned about how down to earth he is after watching his recent interview on The Breakfast Club. It's really interesting. You really get to learn about him and his personality. Like, I just didn't know his personality previous to that interview. So it was just kind of refreshing to see how much of a everyday man type of guy he is. So that was pretty cool. But looking at his behavior in this season, you see why he's single. You see just how immature and emotionally unintelligent he is. He's good for a fun time, which makes sense why Felicia is all affectionate on him. Yet her best friend talking about, yeah, she's not really affectionate. Really? Really? There's no depth with Tyson unless he allows you to get deep with him. But he's not, there's no space that he's creating for that. And Felicia, she said countless times, I don't know, they make her repeat it during her confessionals, but she said countless times that she has dated rappers and actors, and she's been all through the Hollywood industry. Okay. So what does that tell me? What does that tell me? It tells me that she is about lust. That's what it tells me. It tells me that she purposely put herself in positions to attract men of a certain caliber, men who are in the limelight. And why does she do that? Who knows? But the point is, she's not serious, just like Tyson. So they're made for each other for a moment, but that's not going to last. Anyway, let's get into it. So Kalia, this is again, you know how every episode ends, it kind of ends right from the moment the previous episode ended. So the previous episode, we see that Kalia was one of the women in the elimination mixer. And so this episode begins with her speaking to Thaddeus in this moment. This is the clip art from that scene. And she is going off on him. She says she felt humiliated. She felt like he just embarrassed her because she did not expect, nor did she feel like it was appropriate for her to be one of the women in the elimination mixer. Now, look, I get being upset, like, dang, I thought we were good. And maybe she didn't know what led to her being in the mixer, but I just feel like you get it all mad for what, man? Man, this is a part of the show. At some point, you will be in the mixer. You're not gonna be exempt from it. I mean, unless you're Janae. You know what? Never. I take that back. Unless you're Janae. Janae has yet to see the elimination anything. This bitch is secure and has been secured in her position with Carlos since day one. But the point is the point. This is a show. This is a show. Anyway, so Kalia's upset. She's going off with her big forehead and her slow speech. You mean to tell me that I should be in the eliminate? I was embarrassed. I was hurt. She speaks so slow. I feel like she has the perfect speech and tone for her work position. We know she's a pediatrician, right? So she is a doctor. She works with kids primarily for her, as her patient. So cool. You should be able to speak that way towards kids. But when you have that same speech and tone and rhythm and all of that. Even just her head motions. Like, man, we are not at your doctor's office. We're not at the clinic. This is not Kelsey Siebold. Shout out to any Houstonians, if you know, you know. So she's going off on him. Thaddy, I wrote this down because I peeped. Thaddy, this whole time is looking at her, and you can see him holding. Look right there. You can see the side of his mouth, the corners of his mouth. You see him holding back a smirk, a smile. He loves this. He loves seeing women break down for him. He loves seeing them break down their walls because he has said countless times he wants to get to the substance of you. He wants to see beyond the facade, beyond the first impression and you looking all good and poised. I want to see who you are at your core. Why? Why? I hate when people be like, when you start dating someone and then their expectation or their mindset is, I don't really, we don't really know each other until we go through stuff. We don't really know each other until we get into an art. I don't feel like that should be your attitude going into something new, because it's like you're trying to poke for that moment to happen prematurely. Let it happen organically. And I get the whole idea of, well, when someone's angry, you get to see it, like you see different sides of someone. I get that, but I also understand how sometimes people do that to rile you up. There's some level of turn on-ness that people feel, that men feel in particular, when their woman or a woman whom they're trying to pursue gets mad at them, gets irritated by them, and they feel riled up sexually. They feel aroused. Why are you excited when I'm irritated? Why are you smirking when I'm annoyed? How does this bring you joy? And then that irritates the woman further, and then it begins this cycle. It begins this cycle. So, child, already, mind you, in the beginning, I was like, I'm really liking Thaddeus. I'm liking these men. Thaddeus is sassy, and we'll get to that in episode 8. But yes, I've been recognizing these Easter eggs from him, and it is apparent as to why he is single and why he's been divorced. I don't know if it's twice, but I know he's been married once. And he talks about how that being a traumatic experience, divorcing her and all of that. So this episode was focused on meeting the friends and family of the women. And I don't know if y'all peep, but it was mostly friends. It was mostly friends. We met, well, except Ariel. Ariel's twin, because she's a twin, which is so funny. It's so cool. I like seeing twins. But we met Ariel's twin, her twin sister. And yes, they do look alike, but her twin sister isn't a bodybuilder like Ariel is. So she looks more like a regular average body. I mean, she's like a little, just not as like structured and muscular and all these things, but they're definitely twin sisters. We meet Felicia's BFF. We meet Janae's BFF. We meet Kalia's BFF. Like, we meet Edelweiss's BFF. Like, we meet all these best friends. None of these women have brought a family member except Brianna and except Ariel. But, whatever. Maybe their schedules just didn't align. Jennifer, too. We met Jennifer's BFF. Like, okay. Anyway, so Thaddy tells Ariel's twin about the altercation between Ariel and the woman. I forget her name. She's off the show now. But the woman who's bald, and she was like trying to be sassy with her for no reason. And she was one of Thaddeus's interests. Or she was interested in Thaddeus. And I think Tyson too. Ariel wasn't even inappropriate in that moment. Like, she wasn't calling her out her name. She wasn't giving her blatant attitude. She was kind of just standing her guard, which was totally fine. Yet Thaddeus, he again finds something wrong with a woman's behavior, and he consistently says, that's not okay with me. That's not okay with me. You're not okay with me. How about that? You're the one, Thaddy, who is not okay with me. So he's telling Ariel's twin about that. Yet during her confessional with her twin, actually, Ariel is talking about how in that moment she wanted Thaddeus to see her perspective. She wanted Thaddeus to understand where she was coming from. And she's totally in the right. She's totally in the right. So the thing with that is it's like, no, you have to listen to me and behave the way I want you to behave. Not only do I want to break you down and make you show me your inner core, and I want to see you yell and scream. I want to see who you are when you're angry. Okay. Yet when I am angry, now you want to weaponize it against me. Okay. What's up with that? We meet Felicia's BFF. She tells Tyson that she's not really an affectionate person. And Tyson was like, wait, what? Because all we do is kiss. That's all y'all do. Y'all don't know shit about each other. All y'all do is kiss. So, and again, we hear from Felicia that she dated rappers and athletes. I said actors earlier, probably actors too, but she said rappers and athletes. Oh my. So this is, and what's ironic here, Sarah dated R. Kelly. Yes, we get it. R. Kelly is in prison now, and can't say his name before he pops up in your closet. I get it. But you're okay with Felicia, who dated rappers and athletes, and we, even though we don't know these names, right? I'm sure one of these rappers or one of these athletes have a torrid past. The statistics is in that favor. Okay? I'm sure she dated a rapper who was a drug dealer. Oh, that's okay with you? That's okay with you? I get it. Obviously, pedophilia, all these things, it's not okay. But the point is, let's stop drawing the line on what's okay and what's kind of not okay and what is okay, because it's all not okay. The point is, Tyson acts like he's not okay with his women having dated rappers and people from the industry. Yet Felicia has said multiple times she dated rappers and athletes. Okay. So we get to Janae. Janae brought her BFF. She meets Carlos. Her BFF's name is AJ, and she speaks just like Janae. They have the same speech, the same tone. And you see how Janae and Carlos, they're just like loved up on, like, it's like their souls match. And this was from the beginning, and it's been consistent. So it's actually a beautiful thing to see. We get to Idolwise, which I still don't understand her name, but I don't want to disrespect her heritage. I don't want to disrespect her heritage, but I don't get her name. She brings her BFF, and I was still kind of confused who her interest was, because she was upset that Thaddeus didn't really give her and her BFF any attention. He quickly said hello, and then he got back to grilling some hot dogs. But I'm like, hold on, otherwise, who are you for anyway? I don't remember what connection. Wasn't she for Tyson? So who cares if Thaddeus didn't give you and your best friend any attention in this moment? I mean, sure, maybe it came off a little rude, but this is not your nigga. We meet Brianna and her brother. We meet Brianna. We already met Brianna, but we meet Brianna's brother, and he talks about just his role in her life since the recent passing of their father, which is really sad. And I just feel like Brianna is such a beautiful woman. I think she's I love her height. I love her skin color. I love her hair, her beautiful natural hair, and how she wears it. Her energy is great. I think she's a beautiful woman, and Thaddy is not deserving of her. He's talking about, because she's trying to be cute and coy, but I think she has conducted herself pretty well throughout this season, throughout her time on the show. Yet Thaddeus is talking about, oh, he feels like it's too little too late. You haven't really given her a chance. I think maybe her height intimidates him. I do. I feel like he won't be able to control her the way he is controlling the other women, right? Telling them that's not okay with me. I don't think he would have the balls to say that to Brianna, who is his same height. Okay, who could look at him eye level. We get to Jen. Jen brings her BFF. All these BFF. How I? I just maybe I'm a hater. I don't have a best friend for life. I don't have a BFF. I just don't understand that title after a certain age, but whatever. Jen's BFF is here, and she's talking about how she feels like if Jen and Carlos were to explore more with each other, then they would be able to blossom. No, they wouldn't. No, they wouldn't, because Janae has already made her markings, and he has already made his markings on her. Like, he's already not only reciprocated but felt it from the beginning as well with Janae. So even the slight um advancements that Carlos kind of made towards Jen, it doesn't compare. It doesn't amount to what he already has established with Janae. So Jen's BFF, you're wrong. Thaddy meets Kalia's best friend, her BFF, and tells her about how, oh yeah, so earlier during this scene that you see on the screen, Kalia was cutting him off, was cutting Thaddeus off when he was trying to speak. Just, Kalia took taking 10 years to get to her fucking point. I hate slow speakers. What is it that you're saying? What? Get to it. Get to it. And that's how Kalia speaks. Super slow, super punctuated, opening her mouth, her neck falling down like this, her forehead protruding so damn far. Anyway, so she's talking, she's cutting him off. He's visibly annoyed. He's telling her, "Can I finish? Can I?" So, and it is annoying. I get that. Anyway, so he tells Kalia's BFF that, and he says how he wants a wife. I want a wife. I want her. And I feel like with Thaddeus, he doesn't. He doesn't want a wife. He says the right things at the right time. He knows when to speak in a way that will win him points, right? Going back to Dr. Shavana when she was on. I'm glad that she's not even on the show anymore, because she's a good woman too, and Thaddeus is not deserving of her. I do stand correct with my assessment of her, with her leading with her accomplishments. I feel like, men, if you're dating and actively dating, you don't have to lead with your accomplishments, because I'm not trying to be your coworker. I'm trying to be your man. Okay. We could add your resume up as a partnership after a while, but we don't have to talk about you being a doctor and having a doctorate, and I don't give a damn about your professional leadership, bitch. I don't give a damn. I don't care what that mouth do. How are you in the kitchen? How do you take care of your man? How are you nurturing? What's your love language? We always want to ask that dumbass question. What's your love? I don't give a. Are you paying my bills? Anyway, so Thaddy tells Kalia's BFF, I want a wife. I want a wife. So anyway, so he tells her how she cut him off. Kalia's responding, "I'm grateful for the opportunity, and I'm genuinely hopeful." Girl, what? Kalia, get to the point. What I write? Wants to see the substance. Okay, yeah. So he's talking about how he still wants to see the substance of Kalia, and he wants to get to the root of the tutor. We jump to the elimination dinner in episode 7. It's Sarah, Brianna, and Edelweiss. They all leave. Let me just spoil alert that. They all leave. They're all eliminated. Sarah is eliminated by Carlos because Tyson can't even bear to look at her after it's been revealed. I don't know if this was a concocted storyline, because it was so ridiculous to me. Like, okay, so what? Yeah, she dated R. Kelly. Okay, who wouldn't? I know bitches now who date him. Like, what are we talking about? So what? So what? Okay, so what? Okay, so what? Okay, so what? And I think it was for either a couple years or a little bit more than a couple years. But nonetheless, it was enough for Tyson to not even look at her. He's not even like, he is so awkward and it's visible. You have what's her name? You have the host coming in and she's like, Tyson, are you okay? And he can't even say R. Kelly's name. He had to write it down on his iPhone and show the host it's R. Kelly. Girl or man. And there we have it. That's the end of episode 7. Boom. So now let's jump into episode 8. Episode 8 is called Bumpy Ride, and this is a fitting title. Bumpy Ride. So this episode starts off with a road trip challenge. The men and women are challenged to jump in a car together and get on this road trip. Not really far. I'm thinking road trip. I'm thinking like, oh, they're going to drive hours to a whole different city or state, but that's not the case. They went on a scavenger hunt, and the goal is to really see who someone is when you're in a car with them for an extended time. So it starts off with the men picking their women who's going to be in the car with them. And so, you know, when you pick someone who's going to be on your team, everyone picks one at a time, and then whoever, you know, when you pick someone first, that first person feels special, and when you're the last one picked, you feel like, dang, was I an afterthought? What's interesting about this scene is Carlos, he picked Jennifer first. And I think he probably did it just for like suspense, but you could see in Janae's face, oh, okay. Like you could see that she was a little like perturbed by it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, at the spoiler alert, towards the end of this episode, Carlos makes it official with Janae, and they are boyfriend and girlfriend. Thaddy feels like he's in a love triangle between Kat, Kalia, and Ariel. What's interesting is in the beginning of this season, there seemed to have been more of a strong connection between Ariel and Thaddeus, but we haven't really seen any scenes between them since then. Like, have y'all peeped that? Like, it's been very strange to see how Ariel is no longer seemingly the top choice for him. It seems like Kalia has pushed herself to be that top choice, and I don't know if that's just reflected on our side as viewers or that's really the case. But Kalia, since she's been designed, or not designed, but she's been presented as Thaddeus' perfect match, she's been living up to that role and standing firm in that, like, yo, no, you're my husband and I'm your wife. I wrote you down on my vision board and here we are. Janae keeps saying that Jen rubs her the wrong way. Okay. How? But Jen is also saying that she feels negative vibes from her. Janae makes her feel like she doesn't exist. I mean, the whole situation is awkward, don't get it wrong, but it is a part of the process and it's part of the game. And I feel like Janae didn't need to be like, I don't think she should have been nasty or passive aggressive towards Jen. That was unnecessary. If you feel strong enough in your relationship and your connection with Carlos, it shouldn't matter if Jen wants a little time with him to get to know him. Like, that shouldn't even faze you. Anyway, so in the cars, we have Tyson, Felicia, and Allison. That's one car. We have Thaddy, Kalia, Jen, and Ariel in another car. And our final car, we have Carlos, Jennifer, and Janae. The scavenger hunt challenge is actually a pretty cool activity. I love a scavenger hunt. I love games. I love activity. I love moving around. So I think that was a pretty fun challenge. We learned that Tyson and Felicia don't really know each other. What a kicker. Are we surprised? All they do is tongue each other down. They know each other's mouths though. They know each other's body. And I'm not surprised that they don't know each other's dogs. Like, Tyson just found out that she has a cane corso. Okay. Jen feels like the third wheel, understandably so. What was weird about this moment between them, or this activity that they had to share together, One of the activities was they write their names on a lock and put that lock on the Jackson Bridge in Atlanta. And with the one that's in Paris, I believe, it's the same thing. You lock, we're locked in, we're locked, it's a good vibe for the future. But all three of their names are written on this lock. And it's like, obviously, it should have just been Janae and Carlos's name. But I guess it's just for the scene. I would have low key, because I'm big on like woo woo stuff. Like, if I feel like I'm the third wheel and I want to be a part of this third wheel, I would go back to that lock and get like one of those lock breakable tools and broken that lock. Because no, I'm not gonna be tied, locked in with y'all, knowing damn well you're not picking me. You're not picking me. Carlos, during the car ride, Janae's asking Carlos about his awards and like where do you stack your awards and your medals in your house? And he's like, well, you're gonna have to come over to find out. And she's like, I will. It was a very cute moment, but it was awkward as hell for Jennifer, who's in the back seat, sitting like she's sitting up front, like she's sitting in the back seat, but like she's scooted up front, if that makes sense. And she's just like trying to be fine and cool and calm, but obviously is awkward and uncomfortable because she's definitely a third wheel. It's giving third wheel vibes, like they brought their kid and it's their date night. So we get to the end of that activity and they have to pick one of the women from their vehicles for their one-on-one date. Carlos picks Janae. Thaddeus actually picks Kat. And Tyson, of course, picks Felicia. I don't know who else is for Tyson. I think Felicia's the only one. Because Sarah's out. Idolweiss is out. Yeah, so Felicia's the only one. But spoiler alert, Jennifer is trying to be on Tyson's team. A little too late, but we'll get to that. So Thaddeus picks Kat for his one-on-one date. Kat tells Thaddeus as she's getting ready, they're in a room together. He's seated and she's just getting ready. And she asks him just politely and kindly, I just want you to do one thing. What is that? I just want you to focus on me. Just focus on me. And Thaddeus immediately kind of reacts with defense and he says, do I not do that? Like, why wouldn't I focus on you? And she's like, I just want you to focus on me. So she reemphasizes that. He finally agrees and says, of course. And then, how convenient, Kalia walks in, not just with her regular clothes, but this bitch came right out of the shower, still soaking wet, with her towel. Mind you, it's a short towel too. It's barely covering the side of her butt. She walks into their room. No, this bitch knew. She knew that Thaddeus is in there with Kat. Yet she walks in with her peacock ass, with her forehead protruding ass, with her slow speech, talking to you like you're her patient ass in the clinic at Kelsey Siebold ass. And I'm annoyed. I'm going in on her right now because that is so disrespectful. It's disrespectful. We get it, Kalia. You've claimed Thaddeus as your husband. If he's going to be your husband, stand in that confirmation and be confident that that will come into fruition. You don't have to interrupt their getting ready with me moment with you walking in wearing your towel, obviously you're butt naked underneath. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. I left my clothes in here. Why? Why? Or why couldn't you wait? Why couldn't you have prepared yourself? Why did you need to take a shower at this time and then come in with your, like, come on, girl. You could have done better than that. You knew what you was doing. And she's in the confessional talking about, girl, bye. Like, ugh. Because not only did she walk in, I didn't even get into the crux of it, y'all. I didn't get into the crux of it. Not only did this bitch walk in, and yeah, she's a bitch for that. She's a bitch for that. Because not only did she walk in As she's about to walk out, not even fully out, because she's about to go into the bathroom that's still in the room. She walks towards the bathroom. She lands a kiss on Thaddeus's forehead and is about to enter the bathroom. Kat is still in the room as this is happening. Kat is still in the room while I'm gonna do my Dr. Umar. Kat is still in the room while, did you hear me? Kat is still in the room while this is happening. You are disrespectful. I would have fought her. I mean, I'm not a fighter, but I mean, I would have been mad and I would have let my anger known. But I would have, yeah, absolutely. Kalia was in the wrong, absolutely. So Kalia is trying to act like she's not doing anything wrong, and she after she lands a kiss on his forehead, she turns around right before she enters the bathroom and she's like, "Oh, can I sneak in here? Can I sneak in here?" Because it's obvious that Kat is getting ready. She has her stuff out. And she not only asks her, "Can I sneak in here?" but is this your stuff? Bitch, even if it wasn't my stuff, no, you can't sneak in here. You see me getting dressed, ready for my one-on-one date with Thaddeus. Yes, your husband that you're trying to manifest as so. But you see me here. No, you can't sneak in here, and actually close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Disrespectful. So in that moment, as she's asking Kat, "Can I sneak in here?" Kat is stunned because she's like, really, the audacity. So she kind of gives her the cold shoulder. She doesn't quickly respond. Kalia asks the question again, and then she's like, "I want to do that to you on your dates." That's what she said. That's what Kat said. "I want to do that to you on your dates." Making it very blatant that what you just did there, not only you walking in with your towel was disrespectful, but you wanted to slap me in my face by landing a kiss on Thaddeus's forehead. She might as well have just rolled him in that moment. She might as well straddled him in that seat and then ask Kat, "Can I sneak in the bathroom?" Bitch, can you sneak this up your pussy? can you sneak? Hello? Can you sneak this up your girl? I was mad for Kat. But what does Thaddeus do in this moment? Let me tell y'all what he did. He sat there with a stupid face, looking all like so disgusted that Kat had the nerve to be upset. That Kat had the nerve to catch an attitude and not quickly respond or respectfully respond to Kalia. And it wasn't necessarily disrespectful. It's just the fact that she took a moment to respond to her. Anyway, Thaddeus, of course, that's not okay with me. That's not okay with me. So we're going to get to that because they get to their one-on-one date. Oh, before we get to that, right after that scene, Carlos gets on his date with Janae. He makes it official with her. Their boyfriend and girlfriend. Love story. Great. Okay, we get to Kat and Thaddy. They're trying to have a good date. It's a good mood in the beginning until Catherine asked him, "What is it about me that attracted you to me?" And mind you, this is a specific question. Answer it specifically. So he starts off by answering it specifically. He tells her that he loves her confidence, her competitiveness. And I don't know if he complimented her physical appearance. Maybe he did, but he started off with her personality traits. But then he gets to what he didn't like about her. And he brought up the recent moment of her reacting to Kalia the way that she did. And he tried to justify Kalia's actions, saying, "Well, she didn't mean anything by that. It wasn't a big deal," and or yada yada yada. And Kat is visibly irritated. Like, "Nigga, what? What do we mean? You don't know." But you don't. Here's the thing. Either he's apathetic to it, how girls could be very nasty towards each other. Either he's apathetic towards it or he's purposely acting like, oh, he's gaslighting her, right? It's either one. But a part of me feels like he's gaslighting her because you can't tell me as a man, I don't go, as a human being, I don't care what your gender is. You can't tell me that she wouldn't rightfully be annoyed that someone else walked in barely dressed, landed a wet one on your forehead as another woman is getting dressed to go on a date with you. What? Imagine that flipped. And I get it. We're in this process. This is a show. But the point is the point. The point is the point, bitch. So Thaddy tries to reprimand her. Kat is trying to revert the conversation. She's asking him if we could not. She's like, I would prefer not to talk about Kalia. I would prefer not to talk about her. And she's handling herself pretty well here. But then Tyson, or Thaddeus, my bad. Thaddeus is this is the part where it's visible. It is obvious how sassy this man is, and how I feel like I agree with my friend. Shout out to Brittany. I feel like he is on the down low. It has to be. There's no other way. There's no other way. You can't tell me a man as sassy as he was in this moment is not on the down low. That has to be it. So he ends up walking off. And that's not enough for you. That would have been enough for me to be like, oh, hold on, you're gay. I'm good. Let me just go ahead and pack my things. Because what Kat should have done, as soon as he walked away, I would have walked right into my closet, packed my bag. Y'all got it. Kalia, you got it. He is your husband. You got it. I'm out. Because what you're not going to do is disrespect me, gaslight me for being offended, and then reprimand me for standing up for myself. Kat ends up interrupting everyone else's dates. So Tyson and Felicia, they're getting a massage. You see Kat walk in talking about, well, my date was ruined, and she's trying to have small talk with them. She then walks and interrupts Carlos and Janae's little glamping date. And it was just such a funny moment. Like, the producers definitely pushed her to do that. But nonetheless, her night is ruined. And I would have been pissed. If I was Kat, I would have left. I would have definitely left. But Thaddy ends up coming back downstairs, and he gives the excuse of, well, I'm gonna get more caviar. The caviar was good. I'm gonna get more caviar. So he goes downstairs. He gives her the cold show. He doesn't even look her way, and he's still wearing those shades. So it looks even more. It looks even more childish, I would say. He's not giving her any attention. He's not looking her away, giving her the cold shoulder, giving her the silent treatment. And again, this is a clear example of him being sassy Thaddy. Sassy Thaddy. And I am so disappointed. Disappointed is a perfect word here. I'm so disappointed. Very passive aggressive. Carlos announced to everyone that he made it official with Janae, or at least everyone in that scene. We don't know. Well, later on, Jen finds out too, because he ends up telling her, I think. But anyway, Thaddy finally approaches Kat, who's wetting her feet in the pool. And he goes up to her. He said, how's it going? Don't ever speak to me again. That would have been, I'm too quick to be like, okay, I don't know you anymore. Deuces, I don't see you. You don't exist. It's over. He ends up apologizing, but he says, I apologize for my part. I apologize for my part of the situation. Your part? You mean the whole thing? You mean the whole thing? You apologize for the whole thing. Say that. Because you saying I apologize for my part gives the impression that there's a part that I should be apologizing for too. And you're totally wrong. You're totally wrong. But Kat ends up apologizing as well. She ends up apologizing as well. She says, I apologize for speaking up for myself, and basically trying to say, like, maybe the way that I spoke up for myself was offensive to you. That alone is not okay. Because what do you mean? Speaking up for yourself warrants an apology? Huh? She should have never apologized. We get to the elimination dinner, and it's Allison, Kat, and Jen. Allison and Kat get eliminated, but Jen is staying. And not only is she staying, but she is staying for a new man. She's staying for Tyson. Carlos lets her know that he feels bad, or he says it in the confessional actually, that he feels bad for wasting Jen's time. And he doesn't necessarily regret trying to get to know her or trying to focus a little attention on her, but he does feel bad that he wasted her time. And Jen is trying to literally plead her case to Tyson. Like, I think, I really feel a connection with you. And, me and Carlos were not a thing and it just didn't work out. And I just want to let you know that I really felt more connected with you. Like, and I don't use this term, I don't use this term at all. But if I could say pick me is she in this moment. Jen was a pick me in this moment. And she got picked. She got picked to stay at least. But Tyson clearly, now he has Felicia and Jen. But Tyson, we see Tyson and Felicia, they have a stronger physical, sexual connection. Maybe with Jen, he'll develop a more emotional, intimate connection with her. Who knows? But let's wrap it up there. So that is it for episodes 7 and 8 for season 1, King's Court. Thaddeus is sassy. That's the end. That's the beginning. And that's the middle. Let me know what you think. Leave in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed. That is your way of supporting this channel. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye.